Shofu here bringing you a battle against some guy named Zeek. He leads with a Heatran and I lead with an Azelf. I'm just going to U-turn right off the back because I know if he uses a fire move I can live it with my Flygon, which I'm going to switch to now. And he goes for a fucking overheat, so that automatically tells me that he's choice specs because this overheat did more damage than a fucking horse dick does to a man's ass. And yeah, he goes into a Swampert. I'm just going to U-turn out because you know, it's a fucking Swampert. And I go to my Azelf, and I'm just going to go for the Stealth Rocks here because I know that he would predict this either a Grass Knot or a Psychic, so I kind of forced him to switch out. I'm just going to switch out now because I thought that Jirachi would be Choice Scarf because he brought it into my Azelf. So I was fearing a U-turn, so I switched to my Zapdos, but he paralyzes me, then he goes for the sub, and I get Parahax on the first turn. Now we're just going to proceed to Iron Head me, and I flinch, and that's kind of gay. So I think he's going to switch moves and go for Fire Punch. And yeah, he goes for Fire Punch because flinching with Zapdos from full HP to 0 would be gay. So I go for the Thunderbolt now. And I'm guessing he doesn't want to risk losing his Jirachi or anything. So he's going to go to his Swampert, and I'm still going to go for the Thunderbolt because I couldn't afford to let that Jirachi set up another sub. So yeah, he kind of predicted that. I'm going to switch out, go right to my, I think my Azelf? No. Oh, my Machamp. Go to my Machamp now. As he sets up Stealth Rocks, I'm going to go for the Dynamic Punch because I really have nothing to lose here. But he switches to a Rotom, so you know, I'm just starting to see his team now. I'm just going to go for the Payback now because I don't really care if I get burned because this is a rest talking Machamp. And I go for the Payback. He uses Substitute. So right there, when he uses Substitute, that pretty much tells me he doesn't have Will-O-Wisp. I thought he would have Pain Split, Shadow Ball, and Thunderbolt, but as you guys will see later, he has Thunder Wave, so I don't know, or really don't know what his moveset is. But I go for another Payback because he sets up another sub. He's just going to switch out now because, oh no he's not, he's going to set up one more sub and then he's going to switch out. So I'm going to go for the Payback, break the sub, and I think he switches to his Swampert now because he's really getting nowhere with just using Substitute unless he plans to Pain Split later. But now he sends out a Swampert. Payback's going to do a decent chunk, but now that a Swampert's in, I'm just going to proceed to Dynamic Punch him so he can just hit him with all of that. So I hit him with all of that and does a decent chunk, you know, confuses him, which was really the main point of me Dynamic Punching. But he hits through confusion, of course, because Shofu gets no hacks, and on top of that he gets a critical hit, so that's just pretty damn gay if you ask me. Now I'm guessing he's gonna predict my rest and switch out to a Suicune now, because that's exactly what he did. He switches out to a Suicune, probably predicting my rest. And as I go for the rest, he switches in a Suicune, probably trying to get, you know, a free, easy setup. And because he sent out a Suicune, I'm going to send out my Zapdos just to try and get a Thunderbolt off before he kills my Zapdos. He Calm Minds on the switch, so that's not good. But I'm going to go for the Thunderbolt here, but because I'm paralyzed, he's faster than me because the Zapdos is actually timid max speed. But he goes for the Ice Beam, and I die because that Suicune's fucking offensive, but I didn't know just yet. Now, I'm going to send out my Flygon to see if the Suicune is offensive or defensive, and I go for the Outrage just to get some damage on it in case it is offensive, and seeing how it almost did half, I can definitely gauge that that Suicune is offensive, so I'm going to send out my Choice Bandit Infernape, and I'm just going to kill him with a close combat. And I'm pretty sure he stayed in with his Suicune just to see what kind of freaking Infernape I had, because if you see his team will get fucking raped by a Mixape. But anyway, now that he knows I'm Choice Bandit, he's going to switch into his Rotom, so I have to switch out to my Machamp. And he uses Thunder Wave, so I'm like, what the hell is this shit? My Machamp is asleep because I use Rest, so I'm just going to go for the Sleep Talk, and I'm going to get the Dynamic Punch, so that's not cool. He's going to get off a Thunderbolt. It's going to do quite a bit, so I really don't know what kind of Rotom that is. I'm going to go for the Sleep Talk again, and I'm going to get Dynamic Punch again, so that's pretty gay. He's going to get off another Thunderbolt, and I'm just going to go for the Payback here, because I'm going to wake up now. And I knew he would either predict my rest or my Payback, so I'm just going to try and play it smart and go for the dynamic punch, predicting his Jirachi to come back in. And what do you know? The little bastard comes back in, so he can just motherfucking hit him with all of that. So he pretty much just switched his Jirachi right into a dynamic punch. So that was a pretty good prediction on my part, if you ask me. But now that he's confused, I'd expect him to hit himself once or twice. So I'm actually gonna go for the rest here. But he actually hits through confusion again, and he hits me with an Iron Head, and I flinch. So if he hits me through confusion again, I'm gonna die, obviously. So I have to go for the rest here. I go for the rest, but he hits through confusion again, and I fucking die. This game is a piece of shit. But anyway, I'm gonna send out my what is it, my Zelf? Oh yeah, I sent out my Zelf and leffing the Fire Blast, which I do have, but I knew that he still had his Heatran alive, and that Heatran can pretty much wall Zelf. I'm gonna predict him to switch into Heatran, and I'm gonna go for a U-turn, and I'm gonna U-turn into my Suicune, which is offensive and it has Hydro Pump, so that will definitely be enough to kill a Heatran from there. And I go for a Hydro Pump, and of course it's gonna die because it's a Hydro Pump, which is pretty strong, if you ask me, on an offensive Suicune. Luckily it hits, and yeah, I kill him. So he's gonna send out a Breloom now. I really had no idea why he sent out a Breloom. He said he thought he could live. He said if I got minimum damage or I could only kill him with max damage. I don't know. It's not very smart to switch into a freaking Suicune. To switch a Breloom into a freaking Suicune. Either way, like, no matter what he was thinking, there's no reason for him to switch a Breloom into a Suicune. But anyway, yeah, he sends out his Rotom. I kill it with a nice beam because it was at very low health. He's gonna send out his Jirachi, which he should have done like 3 turns ago. He's gonna go for the Thunder Wave, paralyze my ass. I'm gonna go for the Hydro Pump, get a huge chunk off of him. Did less than I thought it would, but you know, I'm not life orb or anything, so what can I expect? He's gonna go for an Iron Head. I'm actually not gonna flinch, but I am gonna get the Parahex. He's just gonna proceed to try and flinch me to death or something like that. I don't know. So yeah, he goes for an Iron Head. Sorry, I don't know what the hell I just said. I'm gonna go for another Hydro Pump, and he's gonna leave with less HP than freaking leftovers will give him back. But since I know he's gonna go for another Iron Head, I'm gonna switch into Bathing because.
Hey Reb, I just got back from the mall, man. Guess what I got? Man, what you get, soldier boy? Man, I got me some bathing apes. I got me some bathing. 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 I got me some bathing.
Anyway, I set up my Bathing Ape, and I'm so stupid for that. I know he can easily take an Iron Head, so I'm just gonna finish his Jirachi off with a close combat to the fucking face. I beat on his face repeatedly. Anyway, since I'm Choice Banded, I know I can take out a Swampert with a close combat to the freaking groin area. So that was a good game, Zeek. Good shit. Go sub him, please. Go sub me, please, and all that good stuff. Doses, bitch.